You may have heard that the United States is positioning itself as the crypto capital of the world. And last year, the Genius Act, which regulates stablecoins and creates clear guidance, has passed in the Senate. And that is an official law in the United States. And now we get a big announcement by the SEC, which clarifies which cryptocurrencies are a security and which ones are commodities. And Algorand is officially a commodity and not a security. And on today's video, we're going to break it all down. This is the official press release from the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission, aka the SEC. It says SEC clarifies the application of federal securities laws to crypto assets. And here is the most important part of the press release. This is the commission interpretation. So bullet point 1 provides a coherent token taxonomy for digital commodities, digital collectibles, digital tools, stablecoins, and digital securities. Bullet point 2 addresses how a non-security crypto asset, which is a crypto asset that itself is not a security, may become subject to, and how it may cease to be subject to, an investment contract. And the third bullet point clarifies the application of federal securities laws to airdrops, protocol mining, protocol staking, and the wrapping of a non-security crypto asset. Now, let's talk about why this is important for the Algorand ecosystem, the Algorand blockchain as a whole. This is a post on X by the Algorand Foundation. The SEC just confirmed it. ALGO, they're talking about the Algorand cryptocurrency or the Algorand token, is a digital commodity, not a security, not a question, a fact. I now have the full documentation pulled from the sec.gov website. And this section here is on digital commodities. It says a digital commodity is a crypto asset that is intrinsically linked to and derived its value from the programmatic operation of a crypto system that is functional, as well as supply and demand dynamics, rather than from the expectation of profits from the essential managerial efforts of others. That essentially makes it very clear. It is not a equity like a traditional stock or ETF would be. Then it talks about some examples of digital commodities. It names Aptos, Avalanche, Bitcoin, Bitcoin Cash, Cardano, Chainlink, and a few others. Now, when you go look at footnote 51, you can see what I've highlighted here. It specifically mentions Algorand in the digital commodity section. Now let's dive a little deeper with this post from Jenny Levin. Jenny Levin is the chief legal officer for the Algorand Foundation. So let's read through the post that she made about the SEC token announcement. Big step forward in yesterday's SEC token taxonomy guidance. Clear statement. ALGO is not a security, and it doesn't matter where it appears. The substance is what counts. She goes on to say, and to all those freaking out that ALGO was only mentioned in a footnote, a careful read of the guidance clearly shows that the footnote isn't burying ALGO, it is broadening the rule. The SEC used futures-linked tokens as examples in the body of the text, but made it clear that's not the test. That's exactly where ALGO comes in. ALGO is cited to show a token can be a digital commodity without underlying a futures contract. In other words, commodity status is not dependent on futures markets. ALGO qualifies on its own merits. That's a substance-based clarification. And importantly, it's stronger. And that's exactly why the placement doesn't diminish the impact. It actually clarifies and strengthens the reasoning behind the classification. And there you have it. Algorand is officially a commodity and not a security. And as Jenny said, there are many cryptos listed in the bulk of that SEC document. They are all futures linked. Algorand is non-futures linked, but it is still a commodity and not a security. So the next thing we have to look out for is the Clarity Act. And crypto in the United States is definitely in position from a legal standpoint.